Hi, everyone. It's Wendy with Cole in the Community. We are so excited today to have Dr. Kochel here with us, and she is going to have a wealth of great information for us here in the Houston community and statewide, just to share out some great things that are what her company's doing and resources. So thank you for coming on. We're so happy to have you.
Sure, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
So do you want to go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do and why we think you're so important?
Sure, absolutely. I am a developmental psychologist by training and a full time research scientist at Baylor College of Medicine and Texas Children's Hospital. And I've been with Baylor and Texas Children's for about 15 years now. And so my job is basically a full time autism researcher. And so I think that the bulk of the work that we've done and my lab has been involved with is like really rigorous clinical characterization of kids with autism. So really understanding what does autism look like? Are there different subgroups of kids with autism? Earlier detection, how can we understand autism and what it looks like at the earliest ages?
Mhm.
Um, so I would say a lot of our research too has partnered with our genetics collaborators. So oftentimes we'll have a colleague who has identified a new syndrome that they believe might be related to autism. And so we'll partner with them to work with kids and families to understand, is this actually a syndrome that does appear to be associated with autism or not? So I think a lot of the projects that we've been involved with too have really helped families connect with some great either medical resources or educational resources, and hopefully things that they find valuable for their families.
I'm a former special education teacher, so I know what I was taught 15 years ago is not the definition of autism today. So I really enjoy learning and staying up to date with all the research because we're consistently changing. And I just always see us moving in the right direction more and more. And it's due to having research and projects like what you're doing. And so we thank you for doing that. And your work is very valuable into creating early identification and getting in interventions and just having these all more multiple options so the life trajectory of our individuals with disabilities can thrive. So we're very thankful for your work in that. What is one of your studies that you felt was one of your favorite studies that you did that you felt kind of changed the course of things systematically?
So I will tell you, it actually happens to be a study that's happening right now. And it's been going on. We're about to celebrate our fifth birthday for SPARK, which it actually stands for the Simons Foundation Powering Autism Research for Knowledge. It is currently the largest study of autism in US history. And our goal is to enroll 50,000 individuals with autism and their biological parents into a registry that will house both clinical and genetic information in the hopes that we can identify new genetic causes for autism and then hopefully, eventually get to some more personalized treatments. So I think that this has been it's been a wonderful project to be a part of. We've worked with the Simons Foundation for more than 10 years now. They're a fantastic organization that they invest a lot in their research. They support us very well to make sure that we're doing the best science. And so fortunately, in the time of COVID, Spark is a study that families can still do from home.
Mhm.
It was always designed to be that way, so no one has to go to the clinic. There are no blood draws. I mentioned it was a genetic study, but they collect DNA through saliva samples. Everything's designed for families to still be able to participate. And I think that it's a wonderful opportunity. It's very broad eligibility criteria. So participants just have to have a professional diagnosis of autism that can include an educational classification. It doesn't have to be a medical diagnosis. They need to live in the United States and they need to understand English well enough to understand the consent. But if both biological parents are not available or someone doesn't necessarily want to participate in the genetics portion, that's okay. They can still be a part of Spark and take advantage of all the benefits that come with participation.
Our family actually participated in Spark. And
Oh,
so
good.
all the families out there that are watching, we'll link it down below, but it was so simple and so easy to use. I always get overwhelmed thinking I'm going to get like an IKEA instructions on how to assemble things, but it was simplified, so easy to use. And I believe when I did it too, they even sent us out like a gift card to Amazon or something, just for our participation. But the greatest gift was just knowing that we were giving back something to help further the identification, and with autism. So thank you for doing that. And so, aside from just the Spark research, how can parents find out about all these great studies and research and just opportunities to get involved?
Absolutely, that's a great question, and I actually learned from a panel of parents a few summers ago that the best thing that to be for them is be the beacon, be the place where you can support them in getting the information and the answers. And so after I learned that, I really wanted to make sure that our website was that beacon for families here in Houston and in Texas. And so we've tried to make our lab page, really accessible and have good content and be user friendly. So at www.bcm.edu/autism, that's where you can go to my lab page. You can find out what projects we're currently enrolling for. You can join our PALS registry. So PALS is a participant awareness list. And basically, you just get signed up to say, hey, I want to be notified of new study opportunities when they come available. And we've actually, I think, because of the pandemic situation, we've had colleagues across the state reach out and say, hey, can you help us recruit for this study? We're having a tough time, or we just want to reach out to a broader community. And we've been able to support several studies. So I think it just gives families an opportunity to see what work is being done out there and what might make sense for their family to get involved with. And as you said, I think that what we hear from families is that the greatest gift for them is that feeling of giving back and just contributing their voice to science. So, and I think it's important for families to know too that just because you participate in one study, and this is especially true for Spark, it doesn't stop there. These data can be used, into the future and to power other studies. And so that's why we love to encourage families to get involved so that their voice can be a part of science.
I really like that. And it's neat to know that so much can be accessed afterwards. So after being a part of a research study too, I bet a lot of parents find out more resources from you just from the study itself and next steps on what to do. And that's just incredible to be able to have that level of care. And ideally, it's completely free. So it's just a great opportunity for us to take advantage of and utilize.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know we ask for some of your time.
Mhm.
Hopefully we don't ask for too much, but in the end, I hope that it's a value. Families find value in it, that they get something in return that's meaningful for them. And that may not be something that's a direct benefit, to their child today, but it may be down the road. Anyway, so I hope we can help families in that way.
You are. You are already. So thank you. Is there any other resources you would like to share with us on just getting started or anything to look into? And just to share out with our families.
Sure. So, as I mentioned, our lab page is a good place to go. The Autism Center website at Texas Children's, that's a great place to go for resources if you're looking for some clinical support too. And then our social workers at the Autism Center have put together a really fantastic newsletter that they've started producing on a more frequent basis, just to provide more resources to families. And so we link out to that both on my lab page and the Autism Center webpage.
I'm also part of that newsletter. I love it because it has great free webinars to attend. And right now, everything's accessible from home, which is so awesome. So it's beautiful, nice, and very resourceful. So thank you so much for everything that you do. And thank you for joining us. And we'll link all the links below. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Bye.